Hello folks, well it's Easter Sunday, so I've managed to get through all my church services, so we're now late afternoon, and let's see if we can get on with the CB radio. Bought this about 15 years ago. That doesn't look right, does it? It's kind of shiny and it shouldn't be. Anyway, it's a Rotel RVC220. It's had a bit of a case paint at some time. So, I could say it's a bit tired looking. So, did I say I bought it about 15 years ago? Because I did, it was off eBay. And we will connect it up. And take the lids off and make sure there's no funny goings on. Oh, didn't need to take that screw out because it wasn't present. Have been looking at a Uniden 200, but it's got a receive problem, and I've not managed to get to the bottom of it being deaf. Oh dear, here we go. I have to unsolder the speaker, which is normally on tags. Right, let's hope that works. Oh dear, what's happened here? Looks like the phase lock loop chips had its pins cut. Put another pair of glasses on. Or has it just had some silly piggyback thing at some time in its life? Well, what's all this about? Oh, it used to have an extension speaker socket and it doesn't have now. Well, that really helps matters, doesn't it? I thought we'd do something nice and easy. Right, well, we'll see what happens. So, my can't speak. Want my cybernet standard replacement mic, which is here. Oh no, that's not the cybernet standard replacement mic. Right, I don't know where it is. Well, we'll power it up anyway. It's not going to do anything, is it? And without an extension speaker socket, we can't plug anything in. Oh dear, oh dear. Actually, the meter lights up. I'm going to have to find another one, aren't I, to find out what wiring's been messed. Right, so the thing to do here, I've dug out from stock, we've got a Binatone Speedway here. This is a service set from another dealer, which we will be looking through in the future, so it should be spot on. But this is a similar kind of model, and it's got a similar kind of arrangement, so we'll be able to follow the wiring. But have we got a socket? I've got this, yeah, we've got this rshireby, so we'll have the socket off that. I think the best thing to do here is to cut the socket off. We're going to gain the correct tag, aren't we, there, which is nice. So I won't cut that off. Good. These are all the little hidden things that you're not expecting. So hopefully we'll just be able to match these colours up. I'm expecting 3 wires. And this is before we start, isn't it? I mean, we don't know what's happened around the synthesizer. So we've got blue and white, that matches up, and we've got grey and green, and green goes through that clip, and that's the speaker connection. So we've got our green already. We've got a filter, we've got this ceramic there, that goes to one of these posts, so the decoupling capacitor, so that's good. Right, I'll get that wired up. Okay, so we've got that back, and the decoupling capacitor is soldered to the correct position there. So I'm glad we got that scrap Harrier, because there aren't a lot who are going to give you a nice handy socket like that. We couldn't use it. We do have other ones in stock, brand new, but at least that fits the hole, doesn't it? So it's a clip-in one on this set with a square hole. So that is lucky that it was the round hole type which we got for the Harrier. So I don't need to put the lid on that properly because this is a forthcoming attraction. As long as I can put the lid back on right. Just put one screw in that. It is actually the wrong kind of... I like to put the black screws in sets where they're black. So put that on one side for another day. So I'm panicking about this synthesizer mess, but it's whatever's happened in the past has been reversed, and the set is working basically. In fact, we can hear that, but whether or not it's transmitting is going to be another story. So, wonder where my pen is. There it is. 31st March 2024, Rotel RVC220. So it's replace extension speaker socket, and I've also recovered the yellow wire off the scrap Harrier. So we've now got the proper tagged leads, which is nice. I'll clean up that speaker and hopefully we can slip those back on when I put it back together. Now my trimming tool went on the floor. Luckily I can find it. Incredible. So we need to look at the VCO. So I want channel 40. A slightly dirty channel selector switch, the digits are jumping around a bit. It doesn't matter, it will improve. you do get some doom and gloom people. Oh, I think the display's on its way out. Well, it isn't. It's a dirty channel selector switch. They're a sealed unit, and although you can drill holes in them and apply switch cleaner, if you use a set it won't do it. So we're looking for 4 volts on transmit and 4 volts on receive. So we've got 4.08 on receive, we've got 3.87 on transmit. That will do me, I don't need to go any further. So it's 4 plus 3.9. So that's, oh, we'll just check it on channel 1. That it's between the parameters, 1.8, 2.3-ish, 1.8, 2.3. Yeah, that'll do. 2.33 or something, it's slightly high, it really doesn't matter. That's definitely in lock. So that's been set up right. So let's have a look at transmit, and we're on channel 1, so switch picture in picture on, and on channel 1 the radio is doing, whoa, 4.5 watts. That's not good. On channel 40 it's doing 4 watts, and on channel 20 it's doing 4.2 watts. So that's not balanced right. Transmit current is 1.39, and low power is 0. Now that can be a dirty preset, so we'll put some service oil on that. That can be soaking in, unless we've got an actual cracked track on the preset, which can happen. Just going to waggle that around so it's got to take some effect. Don't seem to have a dirty volume control. See how much on frequency it is. Let's have a look at that at low power. 2779151, a little bit high. 2779151. We'll set this immediately because I've already got the signal generator on the correct frequency. I can see it's had the reference crystal changed at one point. So let's just do this. I like it to just be that little tiny bit above. Plus to drop with age 79126. Deviation, we'll check it on the other test set because it can play up. Wallow, it says 3.2. We will check that. So it's a little bit high, but not stupidly high. And that preset is in the position that's not the right position. Oh, that might fix it, might not. Let's go back to the main meter so we can see what we do. Wallow, that's made it worse, 3.5. So, if we tune up the... Yeah, right. You get one less receive circuit on the lower range sets. So that binatone speedway doesn't have the coil there. So that could affect selectivity. When you get the base station version, you get an extra coil there as well. So, but it doesn't affect range at all. You also get a bigger filter than this version on the more expensive version. But it doesn't matter an iota, unless you live in a big city. Right, transmit. So we're looking for not just the peak, but the centre of the peak. So we're on channel 20, and it's now 4.1 as it drops with heating up. That's correct. That needed a little tiny bit of adjustment. That was correct. So it's these ones I need the blue trimming tool for, which I hope isn't AWOL. Looks like it could be. Pause the video while I search for it. Right, having explored the floor for it, we'll get it back on. So we want these to maximum. I keep saying these. The whole idea is you need to be able to generate more than 4.4 watts on channel 20 to be able to set this up properly. The plan is then you drop it as I'm going to show you. I've shown this a million times before. Is that broken? You know what it is. That's something else we'll deal with off the scraps there. Is that broken? No. So now that was already at maximum, which isn't good news. And that wasn't at maximum. So to be honest, it's only doing 4.3. Go through it again. I mean, when it's cooled down, it would be 4.5. I'm just going to double check our previous stage again, just in case. About 4.35. So the problem here is I need to take this one clockwise to 4.4. So in this circumstance, because we can't get 4.4, we're going to turn it clockwise till it just starts to move downwards. And that's the balance point. It is actually 4.4 now unkeyed. So now it's about 4.3. So now then, we need to turn this is anti-clockwise. The manual says 3.8 watts, but seeing as we're allowed 4 watts, we'll have 4 watts. Remember, this is a commercial test meter. It's not a Mickey Mouse one. And my 4 watts could easily read 7 watts on the Zetagi meter. Right. So we've got 4 watts on channel 20. Channel 40, we've got 4.05. And channel 1, we've got 4. So that's how it's going to be. You're not going to have the Ofcom people coming for you for 0.05 watts when the set's cold. Right, channel 20, let's look at current consumption. It's now 1.266. It's 1.266. So we haven't actually dropped the power, we've just balanced it out. Low power, let's see whether that now works. The answer is it doesn't. We've actually got a Duff preset there. Oh no, whoa, I'm lying to you. I was in the wrong scale. In the wrong scale. Nearly changing parts for no reason. There we go, 400 milliwatts. It was just dirty. So we want to go back to 4 watts, set the meter. Alright, here we go. we've got slightly sticky meter. That's very frustrating because it means taking the front off. Right, well, we'll leave it at that for now. It was actually 4.1, it's now 4. So that's neither here nor there. On receive, the meter should be reading 100. Is it stuck? Well, good. Let's go through the receive. So on the SINAD meter, oh, it's very good, I tell you. So right now it is doing 0.78. It's supposed to be better than 0.7, so it's about where it should be. And for 10 dB, it's 0.58. And for 20 dB, if it'll do it, it is 1.7. Squelch. It's 100 microvolts where it should be. Set threshold. Check sensitivity. It's 0.52. Excellent. Now when I've been through the receiver, chances are that's going to need adjusting. So let's have a look at that on the oscilloscope. That's our S9. We need to set the detector, maximum recovered audio. Well, that was out, wasn't it? Go over to the SINAD meter and go through the alignment. Drop that to about 4 dB. Up a bit. I need to change that capacitor. So where does it go? So it's between the chassis and the aerial. So we'll just take one off this one. They're not like electrolytic capacitors that you need to change for new ones. That's interesting, it goes around 2 bits. Right, let's see what our new figures are. So for 12 dB, we've got 0.28. For 10 dB, we've got 0.23. So for 20, we've now got 0.7. What a massive improvement. Let's have a look at squelch. Squelch on full. 310, let's put the attenuator on so you can see what I'm doing. 10, 20, 100, it's still spot on. And let's see where the threshold is now. Well, that didn't work out, let's try again. .65. So we can't do the we can't do the meter setting until we've done something with the meter. So I'll pause the video, I'll take the front off and get the meter out. Right, it's got the meter off its bracket. Let's see what's happening. There's nothing wrong with the lamp they've fitted, that's what those two wires are. Oh right, so they've joined the black wire to that wire. I think we'll just, now I know what that's about, we can improve that. So I need to slip the cover off. So what's happening? So it's not that that's causing the problem. It is the scale which just fell out. That should be it. It just clips in, but if the scale comes unhitched, it will stick. So let's carefully power the set back up. And put S9 on it. And there we go, that has set up. Okay, oil change. Well, I've put a new meter in. I had a virtually new old stock cybernet European set from probably about 1979, same meter. So we'll just make sure that's now set up once again with this different new meter, and let's go do the transmit one. Just got to put some sleeving on there. That's come with a meter lamp, so we've kept the original. Let's key up and see what we've got. It's reading 5. Just drop that. That's the preset. It's a bit dirty, that. There we go, that's the lowest it will go, which is just under 5. I'm not messing with capacitor, I'm not messing with resistors, just to make that spot on. So that is reading 4.7, and that is now correct. Replace meter. Replace 0.47 microfarad. This capacitor. And there we are. I reckon we're done. Just going to come back with that bit of sleeving, and I'll put the lid on, and hopefully I'll just clean up this. Okay, so we just check the deviation now with the other test set behind me. May as well switch picture and picture off. Wow, it is 3.2. That needs to come down. Wow. So the Marconi test set wasn't lying today. Good. I'll put some screws in the case. And put it on the roof aerial. So I thought that was going to be really straightforward, and it wasn't. All the lugs are broken, but they haven't on the other side. You know, you can start gluing bits on. I don't think it's quite decrepit enough to do that. At the end of the day, they're 40 years old, and clearly this one's been used a lot, even if it's been on my shelf for 15 years. No point putting the centre one in. So does the speaker work? The answer is yes, it does. So I think that's tidied it up dramatically. I mean, that extension speaker socket, that we've got push-in screws, have we? The only way out of that is to bash the metal so that it closes up, and then re-tap it for M3. And I'm wanting to do the on the air test, so we'll just get a few screws in for now and worry about that behind the scenes. So that's a push-in screw. So that's got one more to go. So we've got 3 push-in screws. Yeah, right. I'll be putting a yellow sticker on this like Mark because it's not finished. Right, knobs. Right, here goes. 19 Roger. These all be at Nottingham.
Shoulders and licks the top of my head.
That must be relatively local. I'll tell you what, we'll go straight to 31 because I don't want to listen to them. As I said, these channel selector switches are self-wiping, and this has been on my shelf for 15 years. And then it's had heavy use before that, but there's no reason to start anything to do with the channel selector switch. It's just, it'll ride up with wear. Right, so that's 1981 Rotel RVC220, and we'll do it on the air test shortly. Thanks for watching.